Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Good morning from the heart of La La Land. We are teaching spiritual truth, universal law, wisdom, and love. So today's topic is how to get motivated. I don't know how many of you guys go on social media like Monday mornings and you read the hashtag Monday motivation. And I always crack up. Monday motivation, like you're only going to have motivation and you get motivated for Mondays. It's so hilarious. But big topic. You know, if you Google questions on YouTube, motivation is one of the top questions asked. How do I get motivated? So I want to ask you guys. So first of all, how many of you guys have been to a conference or a seminar that's on motivation? And you know, I know that a long time ago, we used to call it that. People don't usually call it that anymore. They call it, you know, thought leaders and whatever that is. But years back, people used to call it motivational seminars. And which is really hilarious because people would go out to these conferences or seminars. They'd show up for, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and they would get into this, totally empowered motivational thing. They'd be all jumping around and saying they're going to, fulfill their dreams. And 2 weeks later, after people would get home, it would kind of all rub off. It was like, wait, where's that consciousness? They would just go back to their default nature, their default consciousness. And of course, people have learned a lot more about skills and understanding the mindset behind the motivation. So those conferences and seminars have come a long way. But on that note, I just first want to know the truth about this. So you can take a deep breath and close your eye. You can open, but let's just know the truth for a minute about motivation. So the truth is there is only one divine source in this entire universe that has created everything, that has created all goals, all dreams, all aspirations, everything. There's this divine source, this one godliness that is a creative factor of all of life. And I know that within you is that creative factor. In fact, it's the only place. It's never out there. It's never in the effects of someone else, the effects of life, everything. It is always in the heart of each individual, in the very, very core of our true essence, our true identity, which is spirit, which is that creative factor. And so I recognize today that today is a day to step into motivation at a new level, at a level that is revealing actually living in alignment with truth. Because the truth is that motivation is really the divine spark of someone living in their truth. And so I recognize this. I give gratitude to it. I know. I'm certain with gratitude, so thankful for my own motivation, for my own living of my truth, my purpose, my calling. And I'm so grateful for each and every person listening right here, right now, knowing that within them, there is that knowing, there is that truth of their purpose and calling. At the core of who they are, whether they realize it or not consciousness, there's something that drives them towards their desires, their purpose, everything. And so I just know this wholeheartedly as I release any wanting to control it or any desire to try and get motivated or any desire to try and figure out purpose and calling. I simply allow it to be, knowing the perfection of the unfoldment. As together we say, and so it is. And so on that note, okay, so how to get motivated? Well, the first thing I'd say is to know that it can't come from the outside world. Number one. Okay? It cannot come from the outside world. Number two is to really go within. Always go within, and knowing that when you go within is where it's all delivered. All wisdom, all motivation, and your purpose and calling. So to be motivated is to really live in your truth. So if you're not motivated, it's like everything. We delayer and remove limiting beliefs. So what is it that's having you be unmotivated? And I will guarantee it's one thing and one thing only. And it's that you're not being authentic, that you're not living in alignment with your truth. You're maybe in your relationships, you're with people that you're not truly, truly passionate about. You're not truly in alignment with your lifestyles and your goals and things like that. If it's in your health, it's because you're living out of alignment with Mother Nature and having high vitality. You're living inauthentically, thinking it's okay to harm yourself with, bad food and not exercising and all this stuff. You're not being authentic. And your career, we have been burdened by the programming of our world of the identity and saying that we should do certain careers. So when you live authentically, you're living authentically in the 4 areas of your life. When it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your creative expression. And when you're doing what you love to do when no one's looking, that's authentic. If money was of no object and you were doing what you truly love to do, that would be living authentic. So how do you get motivated? You got to not look outside. You got to get to that core truth of what's really authentic for you. And then you've got to take extraordinary action to just be you. I mean, it's really that simple. Of course, it comes down to ambition and belief and staying focused each day and having effort and having your attitude and having the environment you're around, but all those things come down to being authentic, every last one of them. And so to stay motivated is really to stay true to your truth. So how do we do that? Each morning we wake up and we do our morning, motivational rituals, and we look at our life purpose statement. So your life purpose statement is really getting clear on your talents and your passions and your triumphs. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. So I want to give you some tips that you can actually stay focused on. Okay, so let's recap. Okay, so number 1 is really to not look outside, to go within. Okay, and that means no longer looking to the outside world for your motivation. Number 2 is to really get clear on what's authentic for you. Okay, and that means writing your life purpose statement. Okay, so living on purpose, and we walk you through that through some of my programs. But basically, the formula for that is to get clear on your talents, your skill set, if you will. You develop your talents and your skills. And then you get clear on what you're passionate about, and you get clear on what your triumphs are. Where have you had a hard time in your life, and what have you had trials and tribulations, and where have you triumphed over? And that becomes your purpose. Your talents plus your passions plus your triumphs equals your purpose, okay? And so if you're going to go within, and if you're going to live on purpose, that means to get motivated, you need to daily get clear and get in alignment with that life purpose statement. Okay. So how do you do that, right? We go through the morning ritual. That's in another morning talk. You're going to have to listen to a few talks to get on this one to get motivated. But basically, your daily practice really comes down to those 5 areas of your life, to get into gratitude each day, to look at your life purpose statement in the morning and align with that. Get so clear on it. 98% of people do not have goals. They do not even look at their goals. If you look at your goals every single day, you're supposedly in 1% of the population. If you wrote down your goals and that they're totally in alignment, totally authentic, and you actually looked at them every single day, guess what? You'd be in the top 1%. That is where motivation comes from. That's the gurus. That's the Tony Robbins and the Brendan Richards and people like that are up on the stage that are teaching motivation, is because they are so incredibly clear of their truth, of what they're passionate about, what they love. They don't have to go out and get motivated. They can't not get out of bed. They love what they do so much that it's just like motivation is who they are, because they're clear. They got clear. They're not doing any of their BS anymore. And yes, shift happens, right? Because I know that today is a day to live on purpose. So how to get motivated is how to live on purpose, how to be truthful to yourself and live on purpose. So go within, live authentically, and live your life purpose statement. Live your purpose. And that means every single day you got to have a daily spiritual practice to remember that at first, because we're so used to, we have the habits of getting off track. We have the habits of ADD. We have the habits of going on social media. We have the habits of doing that, when I guarantee that Tony Robbins does not scroll through the feed and look at other people's posts. I highly doubt it. He doesn't have time for that, you guys. He loves what he does so much. He is living his purpose. So on that note, I know today is daily spiritual practice, because every day I give you guys a daily spiritual practice. I invite you to take time to journal today. Write down what you value. what you love to do and who you love to do it with. And that's what motivation is. So your daily challenge today is to take one bold action towards your dreams. Do one thing that's extraordinary to live in alignment with your truth. And sometimes the truth is hard at first. Sometimes it's really hard to tell the truth and get truthful with yourself. But once you do, it gets easier and easier. And so today, I know and pray and know the truth, and may you live your truth. May you live your truth. That is my greatest, mantra I would tell anybody, my greatest advice I would ever tell anybody. If they want to get motivated, live your truth. It's very simple. So on that note, you guys, if you've enjoyed this talk, if you know somebody that needs to get motivated, please share this with them. That's what we do. We share and promote people's things that we love, the communities that we're involved with. And I just want to say thank you to all the leaders out there that have motivated me to go within, that have taught me that have told me how their own personal stories. And I think that stories are the best way of learning. So on that note, you can find me at erinfallhaskell.com. You can also get my free app at drerin.tv. Get these daily 11-minute talks. You can get lessons, guided meditations, and all the above. And you can check me out on Focus TV Network, where I interview all the top thought leaders. Have a great day, you guys, and may you live your truth.